Right, when we first log into the WordPress dashboard or administration screen, this is the page that greets us. The first thing we see is this black toolbar at the top of the page, which helps us navigate between the dashboard area and the website we have created. So if I go to the name of the site, which is Private Tutor, and click Visit Site, it will take us to our website. So this bar, while we're logged in, remains visible to help us navigate backwards and forwards. This is our website in its simplest form. So we have is a header section at the top here, which contains the site name and the tagline. We then have a menu, so this is a standard primary menu, and often it's located here below the header, though sometimes it can be seen above the header here. It is possible to create custom menus, but we will look at that in a later lecture. And here we have our first blog post, which was created automatically by the installation of the WordPress site. To give you an example, basically. And you can see it's been posted in an uncategorized category. So the category was also created when we created the website. And there's also one reply to the post. So if we click on that now, you can see basically what a comment looks like. So here's our post at the top here, and then somebody has put a comment underneath. So hi, this is a comment. So you can see what it looks like when someone comments on one of your blog posts. And you can actually turn these comments on and off, and you can moderate them so they don't all have to show. The next thing we have is down the right hand side of the page here is the sidebar. Now sidebars can appear on the right or the left or on both sides or not at all. And these things that you see written here are basically widgets that have been inserted into the sidebar. And I'll talk to you about widgets a little bit later. If we scroll down to the bottom of the page, we also have a footer, which is here. That can also be customized as well. Let's go back up to the top of the page. We've looked at the blog post. Now let's look at the sample page that's been created for us. So as you can see, here is a sample page, and it does look very similar to the post at first glance, but it does fill the whole page. So when you create a page, the page adjusts its size to fit the content of the page. And it says here it's different from a blog post because it stays in one place and will show up in your site navigation. So basically up in here, unless you can choose for it to be excluded, but that's something else we'll also look at later. And like it says here, most people will choose to create an about page first, which introduces them. So what we're going to do now is go back to the dashboard of our WordPress site. So you go back to the site title and click on dashboard. Now on this main screen, there are several different boxes, which basically are kind of quick start boxes or bits of extra information about WordPress. So the first one here is, for example, it said we've assembled some links to get you started. So you can click to customize your site or to change the theme. It takes you to the place to write your first blog post, create a page, view your site, manage widgets and menus, turn comments on and off, or learn more about getting started. And that link takes you to the wordpress.org site. Now if you don't want that to show, that box, you just basically click on dismiss here and it will disappear. We also have the status of the site right now. So we know we have one post, one page and one category and one approved comment because we've just had a look at them. You can also see an option to do a quick press. So this is basically creating a blog post quickly without having to go into the menus on the left hand side. A summary of any drafts you've created, because sometimes you might start drafting a page or a post but never quite get it finished, so you can pop into that box there to look at them. You can look at recent comments, and you can toggle these boxes open and close just by clicking on this little arrow here. So we know that we've got a comment because we've seen it on when we navigated our website just a few minutes ago. incoming links, some suggested plugins, some WordPress news, all that sort of thing. So if you don't want these to show, you just click on screen options, and you can basically open or close these boxes. And if you want them showing again, like for example we've just closed the welcome screen, we can click on welcome and it comes back on. We can also choose how this screen displays by choosing the number of columns. So I've just changed it to 1 column, so you can have it like that, or 4 columns, whichever you prefer. We just close the screen options by clicking there. The next thing we're going to look at is this left menu bar, because we're going to be using a great deal when we're customizing our website. Now this is how it looks in its basic form, though you may notice that when you install different themes or different plugins that the menu may take on extra categories or extra sections, but this is it in its simplest form. So the first section is the dashboard, and we're in the home page at the moment. So coming back to this screen you can see in front of you, you go to home and it will bring you back here. Next you have updates. Now this is where you perform updates on your themes and your plugins and to upgrade to the latest version of WordPress. And if you go and look on my lecture about installing updates, it will go through this in a lot more detail. But at the moment you can see that we have the latest version of WordPress and all our plugins and themes are up to date. Next we go to posts, and we're in the all posts section here, and at the moment we only have 1 post, which is the standard one that was created when we installed our website. And as you can see, as I hover my mouse underneath the title of the blog post, an extra menu appears. So that can help you control what you want to do with it. So you can do an edit, a quick edit, a trash, or you can view it. If you want to create a new post, you can either click add new here or add new here. And it also tells you how many are published, because for example some of them may be drafts, for example. Also in this menu we have categories and tags, and this is basically a way of categorizing or adding keywords to our different posts, which makes it easier for our visitors to find them. We will explore them in more detail in another lecture. Next we have media. Now if you're going to put any media such as videos or pictures onto your website, they will all be stored in the media library. Even if you import them to your website within a post, this is where you'll find them, and also it will let you customize them, crop them, change the ratios of them in the media library. And if you want to add a new piece of media, you just click on add new and it will let you upload it from your computer. Next we have pages, and in a similar way to the posts menu, it displays us any pages we've created, and yet again we can use the hover our mouse underneath to have a quick menu to alter that, and we can add a new page here, or we can add a new page here. Next we go into the comments menu, and you can see all the comments that have been made onto our blog posts. And you can see that there's different categories. You can have all of the comments, the pending ones, so these are the ones that are waiting for approval, the ones that have been approved, the ones that have been automatically put into spam, and those that you have trashed. So this is what I was saying before, when you can choose to moderate your comments to see whether you want them to show up on your site or whether they're just somebody writing rubbish about one of your posts and you just want to get rid of them. And in the same way with the posts and pages, by hovering your pointer below the comment, another menu appears, so you can choose what to do with that comment, whether you want to approve it, unapprove it, reply, edit it, put it in the spam or trash.